It's been about a year since I got my iLoud MTM monitors by IK Multimedia, and I wanted to come back and make a video about, my opinions on working on them and point out a couple of things that I kind of don't like about these monitors. So let's get right to it. So let me begin with what I don't like. Okay, so this is after a solid year of working with them. The only two things that I do not like, and these are very small things, are the power switch on the back. Okay, this power switch right here. It's a simple, basic thing. The switch is fine enough, right? It's a sturdy switch. There's got a good spring feel to it. But one of the things that I don't like is the fact that it is so spring loaded. So I have it mounted on these little microphone stands, which is something you can do, which is great. But if I just reach around and push on here, they're gonna fall over. So it's always sort of like a two-handed operation to do it. Super small thing, really nitpicky. It doesn't interfere with the performance of the overall monitor, but it's just something I wanted to mention because I have a feeling maybe the people from IK Multimedia will see this. So in version 2, I would update this switch. Everything else on the back, so totally fine. I do wish that this was indented in the middle. I will add that. On this volume, I wish there was an indent in the middle. Maybe 3 indents would actually be nice, so you knew sort of where you were. And then the other thing that it's so small, but when you tighten these microphone stands down to the top here, I haven't figured out, but it still wobbles a little bit. I need maybe to get some washers or something to go in between here and the monitor, but that's it. And whatever, they might be a little wobbly, but my desk doesn't move. So they sit there and it's not a big deal at all, okay? So those are the things that I don't like, and it's so minuscule. Now, the reality is these have become my primary monitors. As some of you may know, I have a set of M-Audio BX8s, and I use another set of Avantone mix cubes, which I absolutely love and adore and highly recommend. And just so you do know, there are going to be Amazon affiliate links in the more info area if you're interested in buying these things. If you buy it through that affiliate link, it's the same price to you, but you get to help my channel if that's something you're interested in doing. Cool option, I think. Anyway, so these monitors have become my primary monitors, and let's talk about that. The thing that I love about these is how ultra flat they are. They're 100 watts RMS per speaker, plenty of power, plenty of volume, plenty of low end. I've learned to really love the high end out of these. It's a little bit softer than out of my M-Audios. So I use my M-Audios now primarily to check the super extended highs and extended lows. But primarily I'm using these now because they are so well balanced. There's so much mid information in here that I think a lot of big 8-inch monitors are missing, especially for the budget studio. A lot of the stuff like the KRKs, the M-Audios, even the Mackie, the lower end 8-inch monitors or the 5 or 6-inch monitors, they lack real mid-range. These absolutely do not. And that's sort of the famous thing about, the Yamaha NS10s or the Avantone mix cubes is that sort of mid-range heavy tone, right? Because that is where so much good information for an audio engineer who's mixing, there's so much powerful information in that mid-range. So that is something that I've really truly learned to appreciate out of these MTMs. Another thing I want to talk about is that ARC system. If you don't know, you can plug a little microphone in here and it tunes it to the room. I totally think that works. I don't personally understand the science behind that algorithm, but I think it works in the sense that when it's done its little test, the monitors do sound better in my room. I can turn that on and off, the setting that it creates. I can turn that on and off and listen, and yeah, it sounds better. So I like it. The ARC system is totally cool. It's inventive, it's creative, and it's new, and I like that. to be able to like tune your speaker one by one. Super cool. The other thing that it's worth mentioning is the low end. I know everybody talks about how impressive it is, but that's because it's super impressive. If you're looking at these things and you're sort of like, hey, they're like big computer speakers, you're totally wrong. These are actually fully functioning recording studio monitors. You could use them for watching movies, you could use them for gaming, you could use them for anything like regular just listening. These would be perfect for. But you know, I just wanted to come back and say after a year that they're awesome. I use them primarily for my mixing purposes now. Of all the 3 monitors, these are the ones that I spend the most amount of time on. I'm in a small room, 10 by 10, which is another big advantage of using a smaller speaker, is because they are moving less air, which to a degree removes the room from the equation. Even though my room has been treated for mixing purposes, I'm always happy to know that like I'm hearing like truly what the speaker is doing and not so many artifacts from my space. So if you are somebody in a small studio with a small desk, these are perfect. These or the iLoud micro monitors, depending on your restrictions for budget or size. Both of them are great, but these in particular, I mean, these are my favorite for sure. More low end, more high end, more volume in general. Better monitors, but the micro monitors are great and I still do use them. They are really good, but these are better. That's the deal there. So yeah, if you are in a small studio, these are perfect. Don't get 8-inch monitors if you're in a small studio, especially if it has been untreated acoustically. Don't even bother. It's more headache for you. It's gonna make your mixing more difficult. If you're using big monitors in an untreated room, really, really difficult to mix that way. Last thing I do want to add is about the fact that I did mount these on these little speaker stands, or microphone stands rather. I think they were like $10 or $12 off of Amazon. These have the smallest footprint, so they don't take up a ton of desk space, but getting them up and right at ear level was really great. It just opened them up. Everything was just much more clear. It's not bad on the desk if you have yours set up on a desk or that's what you're gonna do. It's totally workable. I worked like that for a while, but then I wanted to try this and I got them and it opens up a little bit of space on my desk, which is nice. Looks really cool, which is great, but ultimately they sound better and I get a better picture of what's going on in my mixes. And across the stereo spread of these things, which I actually did talk about in my original video about them, the stereo spread is so phenomenally good on these. It's so delicious. So yeah, the imaging, so good, so good. Anyway, you guys, I think that's about it. I think you know, I still love them. Those were my 3 little things that I did want to, mention. The speaker stand, the power switch sucks, and I wish there were some indents on this volume somewhere. It'd be great if there were. But that's about it, you guys. I hope you got something out of it. If you're interested in buying these, please check out that affiliate link below, because that does help out my channel, and it will help out your home recording studio by getting better monitors in it. And that's it. All right, you guys, talk to you later. Peace and love.